Gitaxian Probe isn't even the most offensive 1-mana Phyrexian card that exists. Pretty easy mulligan here, no mana. Actually, so the original deck list that somebody submitted for this, I've only made one change from it so far, and that change was adding a 20th land to the deck. It's for the people of Hooglandia, Jeff. I don't feel bad for you. This hand's pretty good depending on what they're doing. Yeah, I think I want to shock and suspend visions here. Basic Swamp could be a few different things, but it's likely a fair deck. And Suspend Visions on 1 against a black mid-range deck is very, very good. What's going on, Project Swamp? It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Oh, you've been at camp or something like that, right? Friendly Passerby with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much for sending that towards my channel this month. Welcome. Got some Gristle Pigs. Alright. Maybe I'm supposed to put a Kiki in there, actually. Just like 1 Gristle Pig, 1 Kiki. Got kind of punished for not playing the mountain first. But I guess if I draw a land, I can cast the Visions off As Foretold. Thank you for the 50-bit chunks, Justin. Well, Mondays are now meme Mondays, so it's a great day to drop in. Untapped land would be glorious here, so we can draw 3 with this Ancestral Vision. Brick and die, brick and die. Thankfully, our opponent doesn't have a lot going on, which is nice. If you didn't see my July deck, you should go watch it. It was glorious. Glorious is subjective. Alright. Alright, so you're saying there's a chance. Looking for a living end here. Deceiver Exarch, let us diddle this Obliterator a couple of times. I think this other AV's coming off next turn too, right? Yeah, so we get 4 shots at a living end still. So they have this Nykthos. They have a lot of mana. If they don't have a way to, like, fight with this Phyrexian Obliterator, we should be in an okay spot. They have up to 8 mana here. Hey, diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, we just lost to a Gray Merchant. Oh, that hurts. What do we have got there? Oh, we could have Lightning Axed the Obliterator. I think I'm just clicking submit against whatever it is they're doing. What's going on? Jat, we're finally playing it. We're finally here. We're finally here. I feel like I put this deck on the docket like 4 times and it kept getting bumped. But it's here and we're back. Back again. Do-do-do. Tell a friend. Do-do-do. No, I really don't want anger against the Obliterator deck. Yep, yeah, your Twitch Prime is the same as a $4.99 sub for me, so I appreciate that. Thanks for the support. Would love to play first. This hand just doesn't really do anything, right? Yeah, I think I'm supposed to mulligan. This hand has, like, interaction at least. I mean, to be fair, Nerdster, we lost that game because I didn't have lands. How much do I get from the $4.99 subs? When you hit a certain threshold, Amazon starts giving you 70% of the sub money. So I see $3.50 of the $4.99 that people send to me. Yeah, I like that our backup plan is just like cast our things. Definitely super reasonable. I'm gonna grab Blood Crypt here because like drawing Goryo's Vengeance doesn't really accomplish anything. Nope, not at all. And like it's extra absurd when you think about the fact that like I get that same amount of money for a Prime sub, and like Prime subs is basically just them giving money away. I get $1. I get one penny per bit. So 100 bits gives me $1. Man, that's unfortunate. I think I bin both of these and just like hope to rip a land here. So smaller streamers get $2.50 or half from the subscribers, like affiliates and smaller partners. When you hit a certain sub point threshold, you get a larger cut because you're bringing in more subscribers. They don't when you're larger, Tom. So when you're a partner with a certain threshold of sub points, they just all give you 70%. How many sub points do I have? At this current point in time, I have 1855 sub points. Which is absurd. I never thought we could reach that number just streaming Magic. I thought for sure those kinds of numbers were reserved for those other more popular games. When I PayPal you $1, do you get the whole dollar? I do not. I think it's like, it's minus some amount of fee. So like, Nerdster, what you said there is disingenuous. You said people like Ninja, which implies there's other Twitch streamers like Ninja. Like, there's Faithless Looting. Thanks for the 4 months. Cast me lots this league. We're gonna try. While I think there's plenty of people like me who like can make a reasonable living off of Twitch. Like I'm making my entire living off of Twitch right now. But people like Ninja, they're the exception. They're not the rule. Even me making a living off of Twitch is like kind of the exception, right? Like most of the people that stream on Twitch don't do it full time as their living. Remember when I said the only change I've made to this deck was adding a 20th land? Yeah. Them's the beats sometimes. Them's the beats. Are we about to die to Grey Merchant? We're about to die to fucking Grey Merchant, aren't we? Fun fact, Ninja has so many subscribers that if he read the names of subscribers as they subscribed, he would only be a sub-name reading machine. That's all he would do is sit there and read sub-names. Sending money to streamers is not a gift for a friend, though, Misfortune. It is a donation. I'm gonna be greedy and bottom this. Smells like storm. Alright, here's hoping I get a next turn. I'm gonna run to the restroom really quick. I'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. Are we dead? I think we're dead. Is it deterministic? I guess they need another ritual in their hand, right? If they don't have a ritual, we're not deterministic. I think I have a very high sub count / money spent for your average viewer because you're very good at monetizing your viewership. I agree with you, Foxicon. Actually, I think the amount of I agree with you. Like, I know how many, like Caleb Durward, for instance, easily has the most subscribers out of anyone that streams Magic, and he's around 2,000, which is not that far off of where I am. And his viewer count is like 50 to 100% more than mine on average or something like that. Is this when we make a Stoneforge Mystic joke? Almost certainly. Whereas the appropriate, for those that are unfamiliar, the appropriate Stoneforge Mystic joke to make right now is it'd be really unfair if they left a 2-mana creature legal in Modern where you almost always win when you untap with it. That would be really unfair. It would be really unfair if there was a 2-mana creature that you almost always win when you untap with it. All right, what are we even supposed to do here? Living End's pretty bad, right? Do I leave Living End's not good as interaction, but am I supposed to leave it in from my combo aspect of it? Yeah, basically, King. They're more loyal, or I give people more incentive to support what I do here, or people just feel like they want to support what I do here more. Like Kenji, for instance, Kenji has more viewers on average than I do very consistently. Like, I think right now he has twice as many viewers as I do, but I know I have far more sub points than he does. Kenji currently has 2.5 times as many viewers than I do. We like you because you dab more. I did get a haircut and a shave. I'm here for the timeouts. I genuinely don't know. I feel like Dispel, Brutality, and Obstructionist are all reasonable, but I don't know exactly what I want to cut here. Like, I need Lightning Axe to kill their things. Vryn's Prodigy is probably a safe cut. It's kind of slow and clunky. I don't think Repeal is good. I feel like some brutalities. Yeah, I'm just gonna do these for now and see how it feels. I know I sub because 100% of content is being moved onto YouTube, and I'm sure that makes a difference. Yeah, I think that's fair too. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if, because I archive my stuff on YouTube, that my average viewer count is probably a little bit lower because of that. Because I know there's plenty of people that, like, we start streaming Grixis Goryos, for instance, they're like, oh, I'm not really interested in this deck, but there was a different deck Jeff streamed last week or a couple days before that I haven't watched on YouTube yet, so I'm going to go watch that on the archive instead of watching it live. I'm here for the Kool-Aid. I did not cast Monkey while you were gone, Nicholas. And for the record, I don't mind that. Like, concurrent Twitch viewers and YouTube views like that doesn't really make any significant or reasonable amount of money. A Twitch Prime sub or a $4.99 sub, that's far more money than I make from minor amounts of ad revenue from, you know, whatever minutes or hours you'd be watching. What's the point of streaming live on YouTube if I'm already streaming here? What's the difference? Like, I'd have to watch two chats then? I'd have to have two chats on my screen? Like, that just seems like it adds complexity and annoyance for no actual value. So could you explain what actual value streaming on two platforms simultaneously would give to me as a content producer or you as a viewer? I don't actually know what Twitch's contract says. I haven't looked through that specifically. I've read the contract, but I don't recall specifically. It's a long contract. I read it once upon a time. I don't explicitly remember what's allowed or not allowed offhand. And while we are at it, Facebook streaming too, right? There's just like, there's so many platforms. There isn't demand for that, real team. So people that are newer to my content, for the first 3 years or so that I streamed on Twitch, basically all I streamed was competitive focused stuff, preparing for tournaments. People don't want to see that. Or the people that want to see that are in a huge minority compared to the people that would rather watch things that are just like playing Magic for fun. The people that are competitively focused when it comes to games like Magic are a huge minority compared to people that would just rather do sweet things. Sure, but did you find me through YouTube? Like, are there actually people looking at YouTube live streams, right? Like, in my mind, I watch videos off stream, but I never, like, when I look for streams, I never look on YouTube. That's like not on my radar. I let them untap because their remand only cost 1 mana anyways. So if they were going to remand me, I wanted it to happen on their turn. So they were down a mana. I mean, there's plenty of people that all they do is stream competitively focused stuff, DAOs. They're not terribly successful. And, like, again, like, there are lots of different ways to be competitive. So you're like, well, it wasn't competitive because of the deck you were streaming. Well, I mean, like, actually, I was very successful with that deck in competitive settings. So, like, what do you mean that's competitive? Do you mean, like, only playing tippy top tier 1 decks? Like, that's not how Modern works. Dursty, thanks for the 2 months. I lose my cool wooden sword and now all I get is a dinky shovel. Thanks for the 2-month free subscription, Dursty. I appreciate it. I think YouTube Live is a platform for people who get banned from Twitch. This is a pretty easy Dispel here. Hopefully they don't kill us next turn. One of the guys you had hosted had something that when you hover over a card, it showed up as a big card. Can you link me that? Does that were they playing Magic Arena or were they playing Magic Online? I know that exists for Magic Arena, but as far as I'm aware, that doesn't exist for Magic Online, Justin. Does anybody have a link to what that extension's called? I would love to set something up like that. No, the opponent, Justin is saying that he was able to view it on his screen. It was a Twitch extension that allowed him as the viewer to zoom in on things. What if instead we flooped the pig again? Oh, you want a card preview window? I could set that up, but it's annoying. And where would I put it? Yeah, that's just the preview window for Magic. I thought you were talking about something you could interact with as a viewer. I mean, I zoom in on things when I'm talking about them. Yeah, with Stream Decker, I agree. I don't think you really... I guess you could technically see things that your opponent's cards do or have with that. Yeah, you're talking about Michael Jacobs. I know exactly what he does. Yeah, I don't think that really... Oh, sure. So that was... That's something Michael Jacobs has done for a long time. Well, I have this Izzet Charm. But I mean, like, here's the problem with that is, like, even just while I'm playing this, like, I'm mousing over so many cards while I'm playing that I can't, like, it would be changing enough that I think it's distracting. I know what it does, and I can see it adding some value, but I think by and large it's distracting. Because, like, even while I'm just, like, moving and playing here, like, it would be changing, like, every 30 seconds. What am I... Do I want to draw more cards here? What's the value in drawing more cards? I didn't board in my Collective Brutalities, right? So I can't play a discard spell if I draw. I guess I could potentially hit a... I guess I don't have a Deceiver Exarch yet. What a stupid question. The answer is yes, that's fair. I want a way to combo them next turn, ideally, right? Actually, the Spirit Guide is sweet here, too, because the Spirit Guide means I can pitch Spirit Guide and cycle Obstructionist. Yeah, there's plenty of games like Hearthstone that have a Twitch overlay that doesn't exist for Magic Online, to my knowledge. So again, if you know that it exists for Magic Online, give me a link. I've looked. It exists for Arena. Does not exist for Magic Online currently. I'm aware of what you're talking about. What Justin is talking about is someone had a pop-up on their screen that changed every time they moused over a card, and I don't think that is useful or helpful by and large. I think it's distracting. Like, even just here, right? Like, I move this card in my hand, that thing's gonna change 4 times when I do that. Like, that's absurd and obnoxious. I think that would be useful and helpful, AGH. I don't think I personally make enough money to fund something like that. I don't know. I can't even begin to know how much work that takes. Hearthstone doesn't have an API to interface with either. It just pulls that information out of things that you provide as a viewer. So, can someone correct me if I'm wrong? I'm like 99% sure Hearthstone does not have an official API. Feel free to link me to a document explaining their API if someone has one, but I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm gonna try and kill them here. An API is what lets third-party application developers write software to interface with your program in an official manner. They don't. Yep. That's what I was pretty confident on. I was pretty confident that they didn't. Am I supposed to have these brutalities in my deck? These living ends seem really terrible. That's not officially, Claire. That's not, again, just like, can you listen to the words coming out of my mouth? Blizzard has not officially released any Hearthstone APIs. There you go. It's all fan-made stuff. Literally says on that page, Blizzard has never released an API. All right, so I was correct. All right. Let's do it. A good example of an API is actually used on the stream. So like Twitch has a really great API to allow like things like Streamlabs to know when someone subscribes to my channel so they can do neat things like do pop-up notifications for all of us. Do I keep this? This is pretty bad, right? Just like the Collective Brutality is not like guaranteed good enough. I don't have a guaranteed second land. I don't have the development background to write something like that, Justin. I don't have experience doing web development. And also, like, there's a non-zero chance that Wizards of the Coast would tell me to fuck off for interfacing with Magic Online. Wizards of the Coast has, in the past, told people not to do things with Magic Online like that. No, that's not true. That's not true, Weens. Like, we literally just talked about how the Hearthstone has an unofficial API that fans have made, so like you can definitely interface with them depending on what the application gives you. Like, it doesn't guaranteed need input from the developer, the application maker. And you're right that anyone that wants it probably has enough of my data and it's pointless to worry about. Thanks, Stir. Yeah, the brutality is good here. It's kind of absurd how good Baral is because he has a third point of toughness. Like, the fact that he gets to dodge things like Collective Brutality is so huge. Yep, that's exactly right, Quillman. That is 100% correct. I'm going to shock this in so that way I have Dispel plus Lightning Axe or Dispel plus Izzet Charm up. Dodges Izzet Charm, dodges Pyrite Spellbomb, yep. It takes a lot of skills to be able to build something like folks are talking about, because in addition to being able to tie into image recognition on like the images on my screen, you also have to have the web development experience to interface with a Twitch extension. All right. Play Crappy Duress. I think if they remand me here, I'm probably going to Dispel them. Actually, I'll probably Spell Pierce them with Izzet Charm. They're casting Wipe Away on my land. Okay. That seems potentially good for us. Their hand does a whole lot of nothing. I should just take away a ritual here, right? I feel like I don't really care that they have a Grape Shot. Why didn't I float mana there? What am I going to do with floating mana? I'm just passing the turn. Like, I don't have any other plays to make. What does floating mana do, chat? Like, I get that I could floated mana, but like, What card, like, was I gonna, like, cast this for looting? No. You can float mana in response to Split Second. For people that are wondering why I didn't because there wasn't a point. There's a lot of people that, like, always float mana because they've been told, like, it's strictly correct to do so or something like that, but if you're honestly just, like, not going to do anything with it, like, what's the point? So they have Ritual, Grape Shot in hand as their last 3 cards that we're aware of. I'm going to go ahead and Lightning Axe this, discarding my pig. Actually, I guess I can do this with As Foretold next turn, so let's just, like, draw, see what we get. Do I Kiki them? I think I'm just gonna pass for now. Maybe I should have held this to discard to Izzet Charm. Pete Geo, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime support. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome. Alright, I should auto yield to that. If I find someone willing to change my sub date to 4 years ago, will you be angry with me? Just disappointed, Justin. I won't be angry, I'll just be disappointed. All right. Let's loot with this. See what we get. AV is pretty good. Well, I guess I can't use that till next turn, huh? Maybe I should have paid mana for that reason. What happens if you upgrade your sub, by the way? Do you get a notification instantly? I believe so. I believe you get to... I guess I need to be careful to not die to this grape shot here. They hit Past in Flames. I don't really have any good responses here, huh? Maybe I'm supposed to be more aggressive about killing this Baral. I'm pretty dead regardless here, right? I mean, I guess I'm casting this, discarding this. Maybe I'm supposed to hold the Dispel so I can dispel a ritual. Yeah, maybe I'm supposed to hold the Dispel to dispel a ritual. But they just have plenty of mana, right? Yeah, we're very dead. I could have maybe been more aggressive with my lootings to try and kill that. I don't know. I mean, like, we're still just very dead there, though, Shiny Psyduck. Like, they have 3 rituals in the bin. Sand seems okay. I could have used both charms, but then, like, they still had this Baral in play then, which doesn't seem particularly good for me. We're gonna keep medium hand and get super punished for it. Remember that time I added a 20th land to this deck and then we lost a bunch of games to never having lands? You're not bound by timing restriction with As Foretold. If you're gonna be wrong, Make sure you're not easily verifiable is wrong. You do, in fact, have to obey timing restrictions with As Foretold. So, getting to cast the Jace here is great, because it means that we get an extra draw to third land next turn. You cannot flashback Ancestral Visions with Snapcaster Mage off of As Foretold. You can, however, flashback Ancestral Visions off of Jace Vryn's Prodigy with As Foretold. And the reasoning for that is because Magic is intuitive and easy to understand. We did not beat Storm. Is this a mono green Elves deck? This deck did okay in a PTQ over the weekend, someone said. Start with this, see what we find. That's a pretty good find. That one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. All right, so let's bin Visions here. I'm gonna kill this, discarding this. Yeah. Flute my pig into play. Well, that's kind of unfortunate. I guess I have to take another 7 here, because these cards are really bad. These cards are also not particularly good, but I definitely can't draw again. We have too many lands, right? Yeah, Living End will not only kill their board, but it'll also kill them because of Kiki plus Exarch in our bin. Yep, when we get to Green-Black Elves in the queue, we're going to put the 2-mana Lord in it for sure. Hopefully they can't kill us here. We could definitely die this turn, but I think with how bad our first 7 cards we drew were, I was obligated to draw another 7 there. So we actually get 4 shots at a Living End here. We get a Draw Step, we get a Jace Loot, and we get a Faithless Looting. This deck doesn't usually win the turn it puts Griselbrand into play. It draws cards, then sets up to win the following turn. So it is not like Griselbrand that does that. If this was Splice on Arcane, they would certainly be dead. You are not wrong. Hey, da 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 ba da 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 da. Y'all ready to floop some pigs? Y'all ready to floop some pigs? Choose a Kiki-Jiki to keep. You're making me choose between my Kiki-Jikis, but I love all my Kiki-Jikis equally. I should technically untap my lands. Boop. You can floop if you wanna. Can leave your cows behind. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Boop 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 boop. So that's kind of what we're aiming to do. No, we didn't play Griselbrand today, Burgle. This is not a deck that we've played today. Is this an explosives matchup? Is this an explosives matchup? I feel like it's probably not an explosive matchup. Is cutting Ancestral Visions here absurd? I feel like I don't really need this card advantage aspect. I definitely want my Kikis and my Exarchs and my Gristle Pigs. Maybe trimming a Jace is fine too. I just feel like I'm overboarding if I bring in the explosives. I kind of like all of the cards that are in our deck currently. What's going on, Jin? Afternoon. We ended up 3-2 with the cannon deck. Ton Gutegmeyer. Thank you for the brand new Twitch Prime sub and welcome. I appreciate that. I think this is a mulligan. Close 7 and Unkeepable 6. Can check those off the bingos. Looking for a red source. Sting. Sign me up, baby. Listen, if you're going to make your Twitch username multiple names, multiple words, add some capitalization. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying is capital letters are great. So, I'm probably supposed to kill this to save myself 3 points of life, right? And like next turn, we can fetch flashback Faithless Looting. So we're playing another 2-drop post-combat. I think I'm still supposed to kill this. I think that's still just supposed to die here. So I'm gonna fetch shock here because we boarded in copies of Anger of the Gods, and if I draw one, I want to be able to cast it next turn. Desperately need an As Foretold here. Dead otherwise. Yeah, I agree. I think some amount of Nettle Sentinels is going to be the cut when we fit the 2-mana Elf Lord into green-black Elves. This deck is clunky. Faithless Looting is kind of like the glue that holds our clunk together, though. So I was just going to eat a couple of these honey and salt cashews, but they're kind of addicting. Should probably close the bag and put it away. They're so delicious. So we're going to pitch Spirit Guide, cast Deceiver Exarch, and then on our next turn, Goryo's Vengeance Kiki-Jiki back into play. All the while putting in our fingers in the airs and repeating our mantra to ourselves. Stoneforge Mystic is too good for modern. 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 Sorry. I'll contain myself. Good, clean living. Aren't you guys glad they banned that Splinter Twin card? Hetiene, thank you for the 3-month subscription and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I mean, Terminus is one of the best cards in Modern. In the matches where Terminus is good, it's basically unbeatable. And this little piggy went wee, 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 all the way home. Don't do something rude like interact with me, opponent. Don't have surgical extraction. God bless. God bless us, everyone. Twin should be unbanned, Pod should be unbanned, Stoneforge Mystic should be unbanned, Green Sun Zenith should be unbanned. There are lots of things that are banned that probably shouldn't be. So this deck is different from Griselbrand. So I know it's very easy to draw parallels between this deck and Griselbrand because they're both Faithless Looting, Goryo's Vengeance, Griselbrand decks. But this deck is more of a mid-range combo deck as opposed to an all-in combo deck. So, like, this deck has a very real backup plan of just, like, casting its stuff. Like, you can cast Deceiver Exarch for 3 mana, and you can cast Kiki-Jiki for 5 mana. You can combo them that way in, like, a good, honest combo way. Mick Burr, thank you for the 10-month free subscription. I appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. My body is ready to get Ponza, chat. And by that, I mean, please don't Ponza me. Casting Kiki on turn 4 is still pretty honest. That's true. We have cast Griselbrand off As Foretold on stream before. That's definitely something we've done. Yep. What a fun and interesting game of Magic the Gathering. This is pretty good for us here. Let's go ahead and As Foretold into Ancestral Visions next turn. I'm going to fetch my basic swamp now because I prefer not to draw it. So the tracker gets a little bit bigger. I'm assuming they don't have a Bloodbraid Elf, at least not yet, because if they had Bloodbraid, they probably would have played it last turn. As Foretold's also very good here if in the event they draw more Stone Rains or Blood Moons, because obviously it's going to let us cast our cards through those. Someone asked a question earlier about banning Baral or whatever that other card's called. Goblin Electromancer. I don't actually think Storm is that good of a deck in Modern right now, and the conversion rates that they posted from the Grand Prix over the weekend tend to agree with me with that assessment. I think I'm just going to Living End here. Do I want to just Living End? I guess I can start by casting Faithless Looting and see where we go from there. Oh yeah, because I could draw Kiki-Jiki, right? If this finds Kiki-Jiki, we win the game. That's unfortunate. So do I want to Living End here or not? I could just Lightning Axe and kill this. I kind of just want to draw 3. I don't think traditional Living End's a very good deck in the format right now. It's just very slow and clunky. Its linear draws aren't that quick, and it's non-linear, and it doesn't interact well enough. In my experience, at least. Alright, so let's cast this. Discarding a card. I'm going to kill this one, so I can't attack my Jace to death. Killing their Tireless Tracker here isn't completely free, because it means when we flip this Deceiver Exarch back out, they're going to have their Tireless Tracker. But we get 3 draws and another copy of Kiki-Jiki here, so I'm going to start by casting this, draw 2, discard 2. God, that's unfortunate. I mean, that's what Modern is, though, right? Modern's like a format full of people casting cards that they enjoy casting. I'm actually going to target Ancestral Vision here and flash that back with As Foretold. Hey, look, a Goryo's Vengeance and another Jace. God bless. Do I want a Living End here and just get my Jace back? Now I kind of want a Living End, right? Like take the Bloodbraid and the other thing off the table. Oh, I already did this. Oh, I guess I can Goryo's Vengeance back Jace though, right? So if they have a land and want to crack 2 clues, they can kill my Jace Telepath Unbound, but I think I'm okay with that. So they chose not to kill my Jace this turn. Oh, they can kill my Jace because it still has 1 power. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. They're going to crack a clue and then kill him. He's dead, Jim. Alright, that's a Griselpig. So I'm going to Goryo's Vengeance. God, this is such a sweet line. So cast this for mana, target this. Loot with Jace. Discard Griselpig, flip him. Cast Living End. Put my Griselpig into play. Untap this. Oh, you know what? I could have looted with Izzet Charm first. That probably doesn't matter. I assume they can't beat a Griselpig. Go. It really does, Zach. And the amount of things this deck is doing lead to some clunky games, but like they're all graveyard focused enough that there's some synergy here. The biggest thing about this deck is the fact that our combo piece Living End is also a board sweeper is a big deal. Modern's a very play to the board type format, so having part of your combo sweep the opponent's board away is big game. Oh no, not my mountain. How will I ever win the game now? Oh no. Gosh, where are my Kiki-Jikis at, chat? Where are my Kiki-Jikis? Where are my Kiki-Jikis? Where are my Kiki-Jikis? I'm dying over here, Chad. I'm dying. And by that I mean I'm attacking them with this Griselpig, but so it doesn't really matter. But I would just like to complain for a moment that I haven't found a Kiki-Jiki yet. Yes, 10 out of 10 could have done that, Flippos. Probably doesn't matter. There are 14 cards left in our deck right now. That's so funny. Oh no, please don't Molten Rain me, opponent. How will I ever win the game now? Target Ancestral Visions. Ancestral Visions myself. Yay, Kiki! We did it, we did it, we did it, hooray! I think I'm supposed to click submit here. Is Anger worth bringing in? Anger seems like it could be okay. We're 1-2 in this league. Up a game against Living End here. Or against Living End, against Ponza. I feel like I could see Anger being okay. Lightning Axe is kind of medium, right? Kills a lot of the same stuff that these two cards do. I'm gonna do that. Let's swap these. When your Griselbrand is just the bridge to... Alright. Alrighty. So... Is it nuts to just, like, play Fetch Land and Pass here? I think I'm gonna play Fetch Land and Pass here. So playing the Fetch Land means my opponent can't Stone Rain me this turn, which is ideal. Trinisphere is kinda good against us, huh? God, I hope they cast Bloodbraid Elf this turn. Rats. I think we're dead. I guess we could rip it if they like don't have any Stone Rains and we rip a Kiki, we could be okay here. So we get to like end step Exarch, untap, and then Kiki, assuming they like don't have Bolt and don't have Stone Rains. There's a pretty good chance we don't have anything going on here. Yeah, Trinisphere makes As Foretold really terrible. We can tap Trinisphere. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. We can tap Trinisphere. Woo, doggy. That is, as you get a, I don't know what you get, but it's a something. That's the line. This card still has the artifacts don't work while tapped clause on it. Yes, it does. You ready to get him? You ready to get him? Calhones with the sub gift to Yuka. Thank you for that very generous support. Enjoy your emotes, Yuka. What do we do here? Am I supposed to living in them? I could flashback Faithless Looting, and then if I hit with it, I can... If I hit Kiki, I kill them? I think I'm supposed to do that. There's also that. Oh no, chat! We diddled the Trinisphere! Diddling the Trinisphere was our downfall! No, Trinisphere! 'Cause 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 We thought Yuka was our savior. Little did we know it was just a betrayal the whole time. Betrayal at House on the Hill. I want my money back. Give it back. I think this is a keep. We go Blood Crypt tapped. I can Izzet Charm a mana dork on one. We picked our hill and died on it. Ain't that the truth? It's a little annoying. That's a grounds for execution at Oglandia. You've betrayed your people. There's a very real possibility we should have, like, Exarch diddled their... What's it called last turn? Their Tireless Tracker. No, leading on Delta doesn't really matter, because I want to fetch a basic here to play around Blood Moon. I think I want to loot here. So, like, what are we doing now? I think it's ditch these two. And then I'm hoping to draw a land for the turn. Immediately punished. I'm gonna upkeep, tap one of their lands here, and then hope to draw a land next turn to Kiki-Jiki them off the Spirit Guide. Maybe I should have kept the As Foretold instead of this other Izzet Charm. I could see that being a very real possibility too. Would have played around drawing a AV slash Izzet Charm. Oh, I should probably tap the Arbor Elf actually, right? Because the Arbor Elf could potentially be multiple pieces of mana. Like they could cast a Utopia Sprawl this turn. Land or monkey. Untapped land or monkey. I said untapped land too late, chat. I said untapped land too late. I said untapped land too late. So they didn't do anything last turn. I should suspend this, I think. Because if we don't kill them next turn, it's gonna come off. Man, it's a good thing they drew their graveyard hate, chat. You never beat these sideboard cards. Yeah, without red mana, they can't really interact with this Kiki-Jiki unless they're playing, like, Dismember or something strange like that. Just pretty uncommon for Ponza, I think. That's red mana. Yep. They could Stone Rain us here, too. If they Stone Rain us, we need to draw another untapped mana source. Hopefully this is just like Bloodbraid Elf into a mana dork. It's unfortunate. Untapped land. Untapped land. Hey, look at that. Now all of our lands are untapped lands. God, I hope we draw a fast land. God, I hope we draw a fast land. Oh no! Well, this is unfortunate, chat. We were so close. We were so close. Blackcleave Cliffs came into play as like a Temple of Tilt. We are 1-2, Nickel. This is game 3 of this match. Fighting for our right to party. Do 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 do. Do do do. I mean, they quite literally have a relic in play, so we're probably not going to be holding out for something like that. They named red. I don't think we have time to play around anything here, so... They have a bolt, they have a bolt. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Oh, do they not have it yet? Ew. Alright, sweet. Sweet. Shiggity schwoody. Shiggity schwoody. We're coming for him. We're coming for him, chat. Coming for him. We beat the relic of Progenitus. Got him. We're on the board. On the board. Moving on in. Do. Running that O2 back into the 3-2 chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Y'all ready for a little bit of piggy flooping? Y'all ready for the piggy flooping? Who's a good little gristle pig? Yes, you are. Yes, you are a good little gristle pig. Get him. Get him. It's a looting. I'm a looting. Do. He's a piggy. Wonderful piggy. I mean, main deck Relic doesn't stop Griselbrand here. I like this streak of playable hands, right? I quite enjoy our hands doing things instead of just dying. Quite enjoy it. It is quite the enjoyable experience. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Mr. Goblin, can I interest you in a gristle pig? Can I interest you in a gristle pig, Mr. Goblin? Here's the real question. Do we go lower? So do I need more cards than this is the question. I think I need 7 more cards, right? Because, like, I didn't hit a Goryo's Vengeance. They can't... What are the odds they can 10 me? Alright, chat, you donated and you've been playing this deck. Would you hit again here? My gut says I'm supposed to hit again here. Just based on what I drew. Yeah, I think we're supposed to take 1 more hit. I think dying from 10's pretty unlikely. And look at that. Did we find a living end? We did not find a living end, but we did find Exarch plus Kiki-Jiki. And we found another Goryo's Vengeance. So we're gonna get to floop a pig again next turn, which is nice. This game's probably not gonna be about Ancestral Vision, so I'm gonna discard that one. So next turn we get to Goryo's Vengeance plus Lightning Axe. No, I didn't have a Spirit Guide. I can't dex the Goblin. Oh, we didn't have a guide yet. Yeah, if we had a guide, we could have axed the Goblin, yeah. Only 2 guides in the deck, though, so, like, not that unlikely. If we draw a living end, we win the game. So I'm pretty sure this is just a gain 7 pig. Just like knock them to 7. And I think I'm supposed to be conservative and stay at 14 at this point. What do you think? Am I supposed to be conservative here? Am I supposed to draw? Like... No, I don't want to die to, like, Goblin Grenades and bullshit. I feel like I can win a game being, like, slightly conservative here. I'm pretty confident it was right to draw a second time last game, but I'm also pretty sure, or last turn, I'm also pretty sure it's wrong to draw again here. We're dead to, like, land Double Grenade Bolt, but, like, that's the stone, so we can't play around that. That only works if they don't have a Lightning Bolt Avian. So we go to 9 here. Next turn. I could have brought back Griselbrand and blocked, but I think getting them to 6 was more valuable because by putting them to 6 like this, any Goryo's Vengeance is lethal. Also using Jace to flash back Goryo's Vengeance is lethal. We discarded As Foretold. Oh, that made Living End not be lethal anymore. Well, I drew another one because this is a No Justice stream, but yeah, you're probably right. I probably should have waited. Yeah. Look, Magic's a tough game, chat, and the better player always wins. Once you realize that, you'll be a happier person. All right, they're dead. If they don't have a land bolt here, they're dead. We're going to flash back Goryo's Vengeance with Jace's Vryn Prodigy and kill them next turn. All right, third pig's the floop, chat. Thanks, Word. The fairest way, right? Nothing but fair magic here. So this is a Jace VP out matchup and probably Ancestral Vision out matchup. I'm gonna bring this Repeal. I'm gonna bring the Explosives in. Yeah, I'll bring one Explosives in. Explosives is a little clunky in these aggressive matchups, but it's definitely better than Ancestral Vision. Alrighty. I think I'm in the market to keep a hand like this. We are 2-2 and up a game in this 5th match. It's clunky because you are... If you're not getting multiple things in, the reason why Engineer Explosive is clunky against 1-drop aggressive decks is because their creatures are all going to get to do some damage to you before you get to kill them. God, this game is fucking hard. All of their creatures are going to get to do some damage to you before you explosives them. And unless you're killing 3 or more 1-drops with Engineer Explosives for 1, you're trading down on mana with it, which is generally not good. So we have the Simian Spirit Guide in our hand here too, which means that if we draw a Lightning Axe next turn, we can hit with Gristle Pig plus Lightning Axe something, which is nice. Gontis are in your sideboard for mid-range and control matchups. It's a creature that you can Goryo's Vengeance that generates value while doing so. Just gonna... My opponent's just running their mouth in chat this whole time. I wish they had an option to disable the chat box on Magic Online. It would increase the user experience by a significant amount. God, that's brutal. No, I don't like to show the chat or say exactly what they said because that just encourages people to send me stupid messages when we play. You don't want to encourage bad behavior. I don't think I can afford to draw again here at this point. I think I just want to move to discard at this point. You know that's not true, extras. You can't play Magic Online and not have the chat box. Yep. I just generally tend not to respond. And if people get obnoxious, I just use the report function. So, As Foretold's a good draw. Goryo's Vengeance is a good draw. Hopefully we get a next turn to have a good draw. I assume this is going to be a Reckless Bushwhacker coming next. Yep. I'm going to take 8 here, down to 8. Living End would be wonderful. Or sorry, As Foretold would be wonderful. So I guess I think I Brutality full modes here. Ditch Blackcleave Cliffs and Living End here. Alright, well their hand doesn't do a whole lot. I think I'm probably going to pitch Spirit Guide to shock something here. Just keep our health total high. That's literally the advantage, is you can cast it for mana. Gonti's a card that you can board in against decks that are likely to have graveyard hate against you, because it's a card with Goryo's Vengeance, and it's a card without Goryo's Vengeance. Now, I think keeping my health total high is ideal here. Like, I'm not winning this game by casting the thing, so I want to just, like, work my way up to... Huh. That's interesting. Guess I bin this. I feel like the people that are arguing about Gonti in the sideboard don't understand that, like, this deck is good because it's a mid-range deck when it needs to be. So, like, if you want to play an all-in combo deck that's doing only powerful things, you should play Griselbrand. Like, that's a different style of deck, and it's also a good deck, but it's fundamentally different than what this deck is trying to accomplish. This deck is looking to have some combo draws on occasion, but it's also looking to have a mid-range backup plan as opposed to a through the breach backup plan, which is still combo focused. I think that's an important difference. Alright, let's try again here. Our first draw 7 hits have been really bad on Griselbrand so far today. I mean, this is a hand. Needs a Looting or an Izzet Charm to flip the peg. Yeah, anger should buy us sometime. That's great. Alright, it's kind of medium. Yeah, but he doesn't generate value when you Goryo's Vengeance him out and have no other mana up, Justin. Brutality is a very, very powerful magic card. Just adds a lot of consistency and tempo to things like this. Yargle is legendary. Oh, main deck Collective Brutality is fine. I think that's a fine swap if you wanted to make it. Someone else mentioned earlier that in their build of the deck, they had swapped out the Lightning Axes in the main for Collective Brutalities. I think if you're expecting less large creatures, Collective Brutality in the main deck is perfectly fine. I don't know, I blocked the opponent, so they can't send messages to me. So maybe they're salting off, or maybe their dog just knocked their drink over. That was a good draw. They could have been taking time to load the stream up to find out if they needed to pop the relic or not. That's definitely a possibility. I'm just going to fetch a tap land with this. I don't really want to fetch Shock to Faithless Looting. I want to preserve my health total here. We have no idea if stream sniping is coming. You can never know for sure if your opponent's sniping or not unless they have the brazenness to tell you, which usually they don't. Occasionally people are brazen enough to tell you. But not always. I'm actually going to hold on to this Delta for a second because I wouldn't mind having it to discard to this Faithless Looting, potentially. They have Goblin Chieftain, Lightning Bolt in hand, and then 2 cards I don't know now. Kibler is so just not only a good person, but he's also just like wicked smart. There's a reason why he's successful at what he does. That's great, Captain Jack. For people that want a clickable link to Kibler's thing, I can pull it up on stream here too. He's teaming with Ben, Sek, and Jamie Park for the Pro Tour, and they'll be giving 100% of their winnings to charity, and they're also running a fundraiser for the ACLU, which I will match up to 100% of my Silver Showcase winnings. That's pretty awesome. Now back to this game. I think we're pretty dead. Feels pretty dead. This deck's doing some sweet things, but I don't know. It's just kind of clunky. I think if you're into all the things this deck is doing, it's fine. But I think from a raw power level standpoint, I prefer the Griselbrand deck. This feels like it's kind of like a middle ground, right? Like it's like not quite a combo deck, not quite a mid-range deck, and sometimes the mid-range half mucks up the combo half, and sometimes the combo half mucks up the mid-range half. Alright, what are we doing? We've got blue-white tempo up next. No, I'm pretty off that deck, Misfortune. It just, actually winning the game with it is such a chore, it's not fun. Or it stopped being fun like the third or fourth league through. Alright, Stream Decker is updated. Pop on in, shall we? Gosh, I even have